Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Property Sue. I do videos on real estate matters, and today is Thriller Thursdays, and we get to discuss a controversial topic in real estate. And today's topic is something people don't want to talk about. It's about discrimination in the real estate industry. Let me not call it racial discrimination because there's not much of that, but let me just call it discrimination. And many people term discrimination as discriminating against someone because of mostly their skin color, if you're black or white. But according to the International Covenant on Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, also known as ICERD, it defines racial discrimination as any distinction, exclusion, restriction, or preference based on race, color, descent, national or ethnic origin. So in that case, have you experienced discrimination? Well, maybe house hunting, or maybe you're curious to see some properties in another part of town and you go there and you're told, no, you can't see these properties. Have you? So for this and more, stick around. Today's edition starts with a small story. It was back in 2018 and I was searching for a house, and I needed a house near Westlands because I used to go to the office in Westlands, and I was tired of I get from the office at 5, and before you drive home, you're going to reach home at 8 p.m. and by that time the kids sometimes are already asleep. So I was tired and I was like, I want to cut this commute, and I decided to look for a house in Parklands. And I know many, maybe even some of you who are watching, live in Parklands, but back then I didn't think much about it. So I went looking for houses, and I realized like anytime I stopped in some places where there was a house to let banner and clearly the houses were empty, like the guard will tell me, no, there are no vacant houses, or come back on such and such a date, which I respect. And I respect people who say no if I want to access their property, because it's your right to say no. Something that happened to me last weekend, but one really caught my attention, and it happened in Langata. Because when I was searching back then in Parklands, I stopped at a certain gate, and the gate man told me, no, this is an Indians only property. So I was like, you have the money, you have everything, but somebody has the audacity like to tell you this is an Indians only property. And I totally have no problem with that, like you putting people out of your property, but dudes, and I'm not saying in this case that all Indians are like that, because it's not good to box everyone in one space and give them a certain identity. But if I remember clearly, in 2017, Indians were declared as the 44th tribe in Kenya. And if our country was kind enough to do that, why wouldn't they be kind enough to let us live together with them in some of their establishments? Because most of Parklands is Indian owned, and I know some good Indians, like I've done properties where the developers are Indians and they actually don't have any problem. But I'm curious as to why some have reservations. Maybe there's a reason. If you're an Indian and maybe you know where your community is doing this in our country, please, in our country, I mean our country by even you as the 44th tribe, please comment down below. This is a conversation I want to open up and I need to discuss with everybody. So what do you think about a group of people restricting others based on their, like, this is, let us call this ethnic origin, because they are a tribe in Kenya. Yes, according to their ethnic origin. And it's not only the Indians who are 100% guilty. Some of you can attest that if you go to look for a house, especially where there is necessarily not an agent, the owner of the house is the one controlling who lives in their house and whatnot. As most of the time, this could also be a problem, because some people prefer to have people of their own ethnic origin living around them. And it is the 21st century, guys. I mean, it's time to drop such issues, because I think like people have intermarried. These things are just like a thing of the past, and some of our children, like my children, are half of one tribe and half of the other, and it will be sad to like have the thought that they will be discriminated upon who they are or where they came from, because I don't know what they will identify as. I feel like it's time like we all came together and identified ourselves as Kenyans. And it's not only that, it's also about like embracing other people of other nationalities who come to our country, and them embracing us, because most of the time our differences are what makes us who we are and are what makes us special. And I actually think it's a time human beings started seeing their differences as strengths, as opposed to something that they rank themselves in society with. Because I actually think if you still have the same thoughts about white and black people and tribe in this day and age, I think that's a bit backward. And sometimes I don't like giving my attention and my mental strength to such people, because I believe that is their own opinion and it reflects on them and not on me and what I believe in. Another level of discrimination is marital status. There are some places you're going to go and you're asked if you're married or not, and they will tell you if you're single, or if you're a single mom, or if you're a single dad, we don't accept such people in our establishment. And I think this is kind of unfair, because most of these things you don't choose. Because let us say, for example, your spouse has passed on, or maybe you have separated with your spouse. This should not stop you from living where you want to live, and people like putting a label on you like, oh, she's like this and this. No, I don't think it should be a reason. And landlords who do that should check themselves and check that. Another one is nationality. Like for example, if you're Somali, Kenyan, and other Sudanese, other nationalities. I'm just mentioning those because they are the most common nationalities in our country. So you'll find some people like saying, oh, I only let my houses to people of such and such a nationality. And again, I said, if you go to apartments or houses where they have agents, most of the time agents are not even discriminating. They're out there to make their money. They're out there to get tenants in, and that is it. Moving on is religion. There are some people who prefer people of a certain religion to live in their establishments. If you're a Christian or a Muslim, because those are the two main like religions in Kenya, some people will discriminate based upon that. And it's quite unfortunate, guys, that we have to like judge people according to their beliefs, according to how they look like, according to like how much they have. It's a sorry and a sad situation. And I know of late maybe we've been looking at other countries outside our country and saying like, oh, they have it bad because there's racial discrimination in their country. But I think it's time we checked ourselves, because down to even the ethnic level, there is no cohesion among Kenyans. And I think we have seen that this kind of separation has brought us no good at all. It has only brought bad things to our country. And I think it's time we came together as a nation, as one people, and accept that we are all Kenyans, and whoever comes from other countries into our country and they have come in legally, they are welcome to stay. And also those who come to our country should be wary of discriminating against us, because we have welcomed you with open arms to our country. Let us remember that matters of discrimination are backed up by our law in the Kenyan Constitution in Chapter 4, which reads, persons shall not discriminate directly or indirectly against others on any ground, that is, race, sex, pregnancy, color, disability, belief, dress, marital status, health status, ethnic or social origin, age, conscience, culture, language, or birth. Remember that. Remember that. And let us treat each other well. And that has been it for today. Thank you for watching this video till the end. If you have not subscribed, click the button below and all it does is notify you each and every time I upload a new video, which I always say is Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 12 a.m. And until next time, it has been your girl Property Sue, and bye.
Feel the daylight on our skin. We are young, we feel everything. Yeah, it's starting to begin. Hear the words we were meant to sing. Close my eyes, I feel where we are.